Make sure as soon as y'all come in, hit that like button, man. It's needed, man. Appreciate everybody. Where's all my knowledgeable people at out there? I had to go live with this one. I had to get some opinions on this one. I think this one right here is kind of like an eye opener. So yeah, I had to go live, man. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all some newcomers. Subscribe, hit that notification so y'all know when I'm up here. But yeah, we had to go in today. Today. Jim Jones is, breaking the internet again with some of, the wordplay that he utilizes, or should I say, the statements that he utilizes that he's standing on. And I wanted to voice my opinion. As y'all see the title say, Jim Jones says that Bloods is just like a fraternity. So, Hasson Campbell disagrees, and Zip with the Drip disagrees. They saying that, that was some of the dumbest stuff that Jimmy could have said. They got their points. Y'all go check their channels out and all that. But I want to give my point. And, I went and screenshot a few things, and I was comparing the two. So, I want to figure it out for myself. What Jimmy was saying, is it kind of actual facts, but in a different manner. But like Zip was saying, he was saying some of it might be true, but it's still stupid for Jimmy to say so, is what Zip with the Drip said. And I kind of beg to differ on that one. And for Zip to be able to say that some of it may be true, then that kind of put a dent in what he was trying to make as accurate. That Jimmy was wrong for saying it. So I don't agree with some of the stuff that Zip and them was saying in their episode of their podcast. And not in no disrespectful ways, just, I'm just giving my opinion opposed to their opinion. That's it. But me looking in at Bloods, first of all, in a few of my episodes, if y'all seen some of them, I always tell people I don't have nothing against people want to be a Blood or a Crip. It's just how you do it. You can do all the positive stuff in the world. There's nothing wrong with black men getting together as a team and doing things together as a team, as long as you don't do it to be harming people, shooting up stuff everywhere and all that. Go create some parties. You handing out the flyers. You go to the club and find us a club where we could throw a party at. Utilize it for that type of stuff. When you come together as a brotherhood, for real. Jason Abram. So yeah, you can utilize being in an organization, whether it's called Blood or Crip. Only thing now that hurts Blood or Crip up to date now is the things that the guys who started it or people before our time here, what was done back then. Shooting, meeting each other up, killing each other. You kill one, we got to kill one of yours. And that was the pattern that was created up to date to make the being a Blood or Crip look bad. Even when it got over here in the East Coast, you had people, instead of just being jumped in the gang, they were sending them sending them on dummy missions to go and cut somebody's face, just an innocent person, just to be initiated and be down with the movement. Like, why would that have to be a thought process for somebody to be a part of something? So, that's what kinds of mess it up for Jimmy saying that the Bloods is a fraternity, just like a fraternity. Because frat brothers don't go out and hurt nobody and just for you to be down, or send people out, send, one of the new up and coming guys that's online pledging to go out and hurt nobody. So that's the difference in being, bloods and a being blood and being a in a fraternity. But that's just because it's used negatively. So now we got to think about this. There's a lot of people, a lot of schools that has been um, that had deaths inside of those fraternities, and a lot of their stuff that goes on is internal. But we can't front that they've been doing some idiotic stuff in those fraternities just for people to be down with their organization while they online pledging. They pick the most horrific things or disgraceful things, disrespectful things for a person to do to be a part of their organization, which always damn near leads up to death and or has led up to deaths. And a lot of the times they have been trying to hide them when they actually do these things to people, and the person that was pledging pass away, they actually tries to cover it up. All of that has been proven. Now, we also got to say that, Zipper said, fraternity dudes don't roll around with guns and all that. When my homie out here, his name Brian Dawson, used to throw these parties for Q Dogs and a few other, and there's other fraternities that I used to go to some of their events and all that. And in the cut, they sitting around, in the book bags. I've seen some with them burners. And I don't know, it might have been legal or whatever, but however it may go, it was around at a party, all of the above. So you got the right to bear arms so they can take it to wherever they want. But I've seen these things, and it's not no secret that some of the fraternities have guns. But that don't mean that they bought them to use them. Now, if the Bloods get a gun and it's legal, what's the difference? As long as they're not committing any crimes and doing, the things that Bloods and Crips are known for doing. So now, if the Bloods and the Crips are out here doing, regular stuff, but they just together as an organization, then yeah, what's the difference? And they were saying that the fraternities are not considered a gang. Anything that's more than one, when they all together, is really called a gang. And I Googled that. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna read some of it to y'all so we can be on the same page so I don't sound crazy. Nobody don't think that I'm just talking to be talking. I'm gonna tell y'all what it said about a gang. So, one of them said, what's the full meaning of a gang? A group of young people, especially young men, who spend time together, often fighting with other groups and behaving badly. So if you're not behaving badly, then okay. But fights among rival gangs account for most murders in the city. A group of criminals who work together, a gang of armed robberies. So you ain't even got to be in a gang if you just a bunch of guys that got together. It's considered a gang of armed robberies, meaning y'all did a whole bunch of armed robberies. So you can utilize the word gang for a whole bunch of other reasons as well. All right. Another one said, while the term often refers specifically to criminal groups, it also has a broader meaning of any close or organized group of people, and may have neutral, positive, or negative connotations depending on the usage of being in the gang. We can't front. Police is the biggest gang, and they do a bunch of negative stuff inside of their world, in their culture, by violating people's rights, by killing people, by not and trying to cover it up and cover it and have each other's back when they shoot innocent people, sending people to jail with no evidence. That's all amongst in police culture that do things to people that's innocent people that has nothing to do with anything that they're trying to do that benefits them. So that's still considered a gang. Now, I've seen fraternity dudes have problems with a person inside of their parties, and they get together and they beat the dude to death. I done seen it. I don't mean to death, just whoop on them crazy in there, but they all be jumping on them. I've seen that happen. That's negative activity. If you get into a problem 9 times out of 10, what you supposed to do when you're in a positive space, you're supposed to talk it out. Walk away as long as he ain't put his hands on you. But I've seen these fraternity dudes jump on guys before, more than one time. Several times out here at these colleges, Central College, um, State College, and some of the events that they was all attending. It happens. So I'm saying this to say, like, you just can't say what Jimmy said was foolish and ridiculous. Hold up, I got something else. This is just another example. A set of switch sockets or other electrical or mechanical devices grouped together. The machine had a gang of curter chains on a swivering head. So, it's just a bunch of stuff together, a bunch of people together, all running for the same cause. It's just you got to make it the right cause. That's it. Now, Jimmy saying if, that the fraternities are just, they are legal, they are on paper because they are fraternity. Blood gang is just something that was created outside and is not in the college, so that's why they look at it different. Now, I don't agree to that with Jimmy because Jimmy got to understand that people that hurt people in a group or a gang, sending people out to shooting on missions and all that, that's definitely not no college. So, but being in a group, y'all, it's a bunch of they call them the big brothers or the big sisters. The big brothers or the big sisters, they get together and they have these people perform these crazy acts. Drinking liquor, liquor poisoning has been cause of deaths in those fraternities, and they try to cover them up. Look at the one now, punching in the chest. They saying more arrests gonna happen. This is a recent one, punching the guy in the chest. That's another one. OG Bobby, what up? Punching guy in the chest and he passed away. They saying there's gonna be some more arrests behind that. And you gotta look at that, how it is. Before they did this Young Thug RICO Act, we only knew about RICO through the Italian mob to get those type of charges. Now they switched it over and utilizing it on Bloods that move in an organized movement. And now Bloods can get the RICO when you are moving in that style, creating crime and doing it with a bunch of group of guys together. Only thing about the fraternity is a college, so people overlooking that. Now, if these DAs or whoever make these laws want to get deep into it, why not blame the fraternities that all get together and do these hazes on these students and having them doing this crazy mess? And they sat back and thought of it together. They organized it together. So, but they in college, so they get away with murder, literally. Even if they being charged with murder, or let's say they getting away with being charged as an organized crime. Why they don't get RICO? Because they organized all that together. I want somebody to break that down to me, why the colleges don't get the RICO Act. There's a bunch of students that passed away from years and times, all the way back. And it said it from the 1800s all the way up to the 2017. And it says over 200 schools that actually have a death every year. And a hazing ritual is something that's thought out by the big brothers. So if they sat down and plotted on doing or what they're going to have the actual new people that's trying to cross over into their fraternity, they sat down and they thought about it, how they wanted to do it, and then the person passed away and died from it. It's just the same as a blood. They sitting down and they scheming and plotting on how they selling the drugs or going to get them or going to shoot something up, and they sending the people out to do it, and it's organized. It's all the same. What's the difference? The difference is because it's a group of black young men doing it. Well, you got the Spanish, which we all, brown-skinned it. But we are not signed up by a government law or no federal contracts supported by the government with funding and all of that. We just a street organization that put it together. When I say we, because I'm not blood, so when I say we, I mean us as black people that's out here in the world. And I'm not blood or Crip. Let me say it that way. I'm what y'all call neutral. And I love all my brothers. But if we all could, if you want to be a blood, a Crip, or whatever you name it, or whatever you part of, these are eye openers right now to actually turn it into something. If you got a bunch of people that's up under you that's got to listen to you because that's the oath that y'all took, then utilize it for the right way, because we don't get passes like that. The police get the passes because they the police. The fraternities get the passes because they are in colleges, and half the people that are police and up in the big buildings was in a fraternity and went to school, so they're going to overlook that. So we need to pay attention. And I don't know why. I don't know now for Zip and Hasson Campbell to say that Jimmy is crazy or stupid or whatever they called him, or however it may go. I think this might have been a good topic of discussion to even think about. I think this one right here might have been genius of Jimmy, not even paying no attention that he just said something that might be genius that people might need to look into. If y'all gonna do it to the Bloods and the Crips, why not charge the fraternity brothers doing the same thing? Because maybe it'll stop a lot of those ritual hazings as far as the deaths are concerned. Because they are sitting down and organizing what they're gonna do next, what they're going to have them do. Get in water, swim, see how far they can swim. And they make it so difficult that you almost can't pass this challenge. And I've read up on some of the things where the big brothers call the next big brother, and he'll say, he tell them to cover it up. Let me see if I got something, man. Because I'd rather read something to y'all that's actually... Yeah, after Timothy Plaza was served 18 drinks in less than 90 minutes during a pledge initiation called the Gauntlet. It's called the Gauntlet. He fell down a flight of stairs. 4 fraternity brothers carried him upstairs. He was placed on a couch, and they threw beer on his face twice to wake him. Piazza did not respond. The brothers left him on the couch and walked away. You notice, brothers, they all did this. You feel me? OG Bobby John said Jimmy is a bird, respectfully. Well, you have your rights and opinions, bro. I'm speaking on the things that he said that might have really sparked the interest of how fraternities is getting away with things that they not letting people that's not under funded, government funded and all that. Colleges are under government funded, and things of that nature, and they not sending none of them to jail with RICO. They might lock one or two of them up, but if they all did it collectively, why they not getting a RICO charge? Is what I'm saying. What makes sense with what Jimmy just spoke about. But it say after they walked away, say a newly initiated member, Cordell Davis, saw Piazza lying on the couch and he screamed at the fraternity brothers for help. I mean, they left him laying there like, oh, well, he ain't wake up. That's crazy. Davis told them that Piazza needed to go to the hospital because he could have a concussion. One of the brothers shoved Davis against the wall and said they had it under control. Now they're going to try to tell him to shut up. They got it under control. And this man over there knocked out. They know he fell down the steps and he drunk. That's come on, man. That's crazy. Then it said Piazza's condition worsened throughout the night. They still ain't take him to the hospital. He got up, fell 4 more times, and he fell down another flight of stairs. Again, fell down. Yo, come on, man. Several hours later, fraternity members found Piazza lying on the basement floor. They carried his unconscious body upstairs, placed him back on the couch, and tried to shake him awake. They finally called 911 12 hours after Piazza first fell down the stairs. Piazza was hospitalized and he died the next day. He had suffered multiple brain injuries, hemorrhagic shock, and a lacerated spleen. The surgeon told Piazza's family that he might have survived if he had received help earlier. And this is a fraternity, y'all. And this is a bunch of guys that was initiating and trying to hide what was going on. Shawn Michael. Which Harry O? My boy H.O. from 52nd Street. That's one. And I got a few more up here that I could read, man. That shows you that, yeah, that's my brother. God bless him. Yeah, he used to be there in North Carolina with me too before he went back up there, up top. And unfortunately, that unfortunate thing happened to my bro. But facts, I was trying to keep him out of trouble, man. You got a good memory, kid. Salute to you, Shawn Michael. But this shows that a fraternity kind of is no different from the Bloods. They just do different things. That's it. They do it in a different manner. The police is a gang. They kill and get away with it. They kill it on camera and it takes forever for a body cam video to come out. And then their police officer superiors make up certain excuses. They shoot men in the back, and this was a recent one. They shoot a man in the back 9 times. And then the police, after they viewed the body cam, but before they put the body cam out, made a statement and said that the young man charged at him. And the man's gun was licensed. He never grabbed his gun. He never turned around. He was just shot 9 times in the back. And how can they even come out with a video like that saying that somebody was shot, spent the round on him, but all the shots was from the back? And you are supposed to be a superior officer, a police chief, and made a statement like that. And once they released the body cam, it looked crazy. See, that's gang activity. I could read more stuff on the fraternity things that they have done that was not good, and somebody send their child to school to go and do the right thing, and or want to be a part of your organization, and then you got guys that's in these good organizations that spoils the name or spoils the trust, and even wanting a person to let their kid participate in something like that. because it's dangerous. Just like Bloods and Crips. Tell me what's the difference? The difference is Bloods that's formed on the streets is not in a commercialized entity with good funding and backing, and graduate and go off to get good jobs, because jobs are not going to fraternize with people that's just considered in a organization that is not commercialized or backed by federal funding and has a bad name already for just shooting, stabbing, whatever, beefing and killing each other. So you can't blame nobody that wouldn't hire people that do that if they know that that's what you are, where you come from. But okay, so now let's just say the Bloods and the Crips, those things has changed. They just together as a brotherhood. So if they do get a job, because there are some Bloods out here with some good jobs, they're not thinking about doing no killing or nothing, and they pulling their brothers in and helping them get some jobs out here, man. They are. So it's the same like when these guys graduate from college, and if they're in a fraternity, the fraternities, they have the real good jobs in these law firms and these doctor offices, and when they graduate, they pulling their homeboys in, especially if you're from inside of the fraternity. So we gotta compare Bloods as compared to just like a fraternity. I'm just saying they just do different things in a different way. And they just backed by the system. The Bloods and Crips is only backed by the jail system, going to jail and all that stuff. A lot of these fraternities now basically get the spank on the end. Why nobody not looking into them, calling them the RICO and putting that together? I don't know, man. That might be it might be a good point Jimmy made, man. Nah, the fraternity is not shaking the neighborhood up, but that was my point. The fraternities, the Bloods, if y'all gonna be a part of something and y'all want to be respected like a fraternity, you can't be out there shooting and killing each other and doing all that. That's a fact. But if some of them fraternity dudes, they hustling on the low on the inside of them colleges. If you've been watching Power with the little Tariq and all that, it's guys that's doing the same thing like he doing in them fraternities. They just ain't get caught for it. So they doing their little stuff. They just get more leeway with it because half the police, they was in fraternities or went to the same colleges that they went to. My old ex-girl back when I first moved up here, we riding, we driving, she speeding. They pull us over. They asked, where you going? She said, I'm going back home. We was leaving from Charlotte. She was like, well, she said, where you live? And told her, she said, I live in Chapel Hill. I go to UNC, Chapel Hill. And the cop said, oh, you go to school? Oh, yeah, my wife go to school there. He said, man, just listen, man. Slow down and don't speed. Just do the limit. I know you're tired trying to get home. Easy pass. That's all I'm saying. It's a such thing as ignorant people in each organization, because all police is not bad police. There's a lot of good police. I know a lot of them that used to work in my clubs for me, or if I throw parties, I got to hire police for security for the club. And they was all, good cops. I've been seeing them like off the beats and all of that when they ain't working. But they are still a gang, man. And they do stuff that hurts the community too. You got cops that take the drugs from one drug dealer and put it back in the community. Same thing. So my point is nobody can point the finger at Bloods, all of the Bloods, because all of the Bloods and all of the Crips are not like that. They ain't out there to hurt people and harm and shoot up stuff and hustle and sell drugs. You got regular people that ain't blood and Crips that was out there hustling, selling drugs and all that. I used to be one of them. I wasn't no gang member, no nothing. Till I left them streets alone. But at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. Nobody can say that Jimmy was wilding out for his comparison from Bloods. It's just like a fraternity. It is if you're doing the right thing and you with your brotherhood and y'all like Jimmy said, I give out jobs to all my friends, you know, if to people that deserve it, that's running around me, I'm pulling them in. So I'm doing the right thing as a blood. Um, Zip with the Drip and Hasson saying, man, Jimmy's one of the big recognized bloods out here that was pulling in young kids and making them want to be bloods and all that because, you know, he's a rapper and star power is crazy. Now, if he was preaching the wrong uh, um, teaching through his music to make people want to be bloods, then yeah, that's crazy. That ain't good. But if you're teaching how to get money, show your friends how to, open up a business, even if you want to be a part of this organization, you want to be a blood or a crip or whatever, but we don't practice going out shooting up people and doing robbing and stealing and all that unnecessary stuff. We building a brand with our blood set or whatever you call it. We going out and feed the homeless. We gonna go out and OG Bobby John said Jimmy is a poison in the community. I don't jack gangs. Yeah, I mean I don't jack gangs neither that do ignorant stuff. I ain't with none of that. And if you ain't in the gang, you do ignorant stuff. I ain't jacking that neither. Cause there's a bunch of that going around. Our culture just don't want to listen. And they mind is like, man, I'm doing what I want to do. I ain't got caught for nothing. I'm good. Until they get caught. Then everybody want to, throw their flag in or now they wish they never did it and or telling on each other. Brotherhood's not supposed to tell. Look at the police. They don't tell on themselves, but they make other people snitch. If you a police and you snitch, you can't even go in the locker room. They looking at you crazy when they changing to go home or changing to go into work. That's crazy. He said Jimmy ain't did ish for the community, but passed out a couple of turkeys like Nino Brown. He gave away a bunch of shoes too, bro. He gave a bunch of Nike shoes. It looked like a big box truck full of sneakers to the kids in the hood. We can't say he ain't do that. That was done. What else, man? It might have been something else. And giving away turkeys is still a good thing too. Giving away something is better than saying Jimmy didn't do nothing. He's done something, because if somebody do something, you gotta get them their props, bro. You can't just say nah, for real. But just gotta give a person props sometime where it's due. And not only that, he still have room to grow. He got room to grow. Maybe a lot of this stuff that's going on now, maybe giving him a thought process to sit at home and get his mind right. Everybody need to change. And he said, after 25 years, come on, Boosie. And you got to start somewhere. You got to, man. You got to. Some people's minds just, when you're in that hip hop world and you getting a lot of money, man, you sometimes people just mature with their mental a little slower than others and things like that. So you still got to give him room to grow. At least he's starting to do something. At least he's noticing some things. But we can't be blind to the fact of just because they are police, they are the police. And just because it's a college where people go to school and do the right thing. You got a lot of bad boys in school and college, man, that's hustling on the low inside of college. And that's a fact that get passes, swept under the rug. Look to the left. You ain't even looking at it. You don't want to see it. If he wasn't too busy trying to be gangster, he would have did something. OG Bobby Johnson, if you want change one person mindset, that's all that matter. So you can't say what Jimmy do for his community. And that's a fact. He's doing something. That's all what counts. Him doing something. And it got to start somewhere, sometime. Because now, with him doing that, and he's still relevant, and he got a young fan base that like him, that's growing up with him now, even though he's been in the game this long. And a lot of rappers don't even make it this long. So now that he's learning, and you know, I ain't gonna say change his mindset. Maybe he did stuff that we didn't hear about. I can't say that. But right now, if he is doing all the right things now, he got these young cats growing up. Right now is the perfect time to catch them young, because a lot of these cats that got older, they grew up stupid and silly, and that's why all this killing is going on. Some of them is at an age bracket where they don't want to listen to nobody. So if he's starting it off now, we got to give him props for starting it off now. For real. So we can't say what nobody didn't do before if they starting to do something now. You know, see, that will make people don't want to do nothing for nobody. When you got people like, man, forget that dude. Man, he ain't nobody. That ain't true. When a person is doing something that is beneficial. So he's doing things and he's benefiting his community right now. So yeah. That's how we got to do things, man. We got to big up people when they do something right. That's the only way we all gonna grow as a community. If we keep going back and forth, tearing each other down, that ain't how it goes, man. No doubt. Tom Trothstein, I got you. Tom Trothstein said, I agree with your perspective. Hasson and Drip had firsthand difference with being on a college or a university campus. Would have a different mindset and perspective. Facts. I've been on them campuses. We used to be out there passing the flyers out all the time. OG Bobby Johnson said he gave old sneakers that he wore already. If he had that many sneakers, god damn, man, that was a truckload of sneakers. And he can't, I don't know if you wilding out now, bro. He was giving sneakers to the kids, so he couldn't wear them kid sizes, bro. But yeah, I've been on the campuses, parties. I threw parties down there. I bought DJ Clue down at Central University. I worked with their with their coordinators there, and for their homecomings and stuff. I did a lot of stuff on these college campuses. I used to work college radio and Duke Radio. Me and my brother DJ OS. I worked college radio, so I've been on these campuses all around here. You name them, Shaw University, State College. We there with the flyers, the everything. So I seen and know firsthand what a lot of these cats do on the low. They bring their street dudes into colleges and helping them hustle and all that stuff. Guns in the book bags and all that, man. So it's crazy, man. But like I said, man, all this is the same, man. Yep, the women too with the hazing. It's crazy. They all do this crazy stuff, man, to get away with it. Shawn Michael. He said Jimmy is definitely informed. We're not even talking about that. Ain't nobody got no paperwork or nobody. We not talking about that. We talking about organizations that get stuff swept up under the rug. Colleges and police stations. That's what. They are a gang just like Bloods or Crip are a gang. It's just they are government funded and the Bloods and Crip are not. And that's it. For facts, Tom Trusting, correctional officers, they all went to colleges and stuff like that. A lot of them didn't, but majority do, and they get away with it. So I think Jimmy sparked up a good one, man. If people look at it in that perspective and understand what's really going on, more people need to speak out about that. Because it's right in our face, all these articles of these young kids in school that's pledging, and every year one out of each school or so, or one death a year, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but however it may go, it's deaths that happens in these fraternities, and it's guys that get together, females that get together, and they structure what they want to the actual new inductees to do. And then they do it, and then one of them pass away. Didn't they do that together? That sounds like a RICO to me. I'm just trying to figure it out. Give me tell me where it's different at. Make sure y'all drop some comments on the bottom of this when y'all see this, because it's going back up in a few minutes. And let me know where Jimmy might have been wrong, or do y'all agree with what I'm speaking about right now? Y'all got to think about it real hard, and why nobody's speaking to these politicians that's making these laws against Bloods. They don't make the laws against these frats. That does it. And that means the ignorant ones in the frats. It's a lot of great people. I know a lot of great people in the fraternities, man. Same way I know a lot of good police. But they must take full advantage of making sure these type of people don't do these type of hazes if they know about it, and don't try to help cover it up. Because that's not good. Y'all making it dangerous for people to send their kids to college now. I know them people is sick right now from the little boy that just got punched in his, beat in his chest like that. And now he passed, he's dead. And he's going to school to be somebody and not going to be able to go back home. They got to bring their kid back home in a body bag. But we just talking about Bloods and Crips. There's more other things out here. Now, it's being talked about online a lot, but they not holding these fraternities accountable in a manner the way they holding the street guys down as well. If they hold them down that way, I guarantee you that'll stop with that hazing. Under those extreme measures, extreme circumstances. It's crazy. That's a fact. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in real quick, man. Y'all know what it is. Your boy Big Boosie, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Please hit the like button, man. Keep that algorithm rolling, and make sure y'all hit the notifications so you know when up here. And all my new people, subscribe. Please subscribe. Show me some love. For real, for real. Salute to you, Tom, and all my knowledgeable people out there, man. That's why I like to talk to, knowledgeable people. Nobody ignorant. We don't got time for that. For real. We have no time for that. But I respect everybody's opinion, man. That's a fact. All right, y'all. Peace.